Hello, how you guys doing? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of latest videos that I caught earlier, and there was one on relationships again. This one is going to be about pretty much what the women are saying, and some when I mention this, that some women really get what on this video what men are saying, and that's why I say it's not that all women think. Some women really see what's going on, and other trying to convey to other women what are the men going through, and pretty much what I've been saying all along. So I'm gonna let you hear these two videos about these are two women from the same content creator. His page is called Treat Good Men Right. So
He sucks. He's sassy. Have y'all noticed this is what they're trying to do now? Use this whole language to do what? Say it with me. Shame men again. This is their go-to now. It's just shaming. And why are they doing that? Well, we all know why they're doing that, because they cannot compete in the sexual marketplace. And because they can't, guess what's happening? Men are turning and going other places, and because of that, they have to try and do what? Pull men back. How do they do that? Well, they can't pull them back by how they act, because the way they act is why men are leaving. So what are they doing? They're finding other ways to do so, and one of those ways is what? Shaming men. But here's the thing. That used to work. It doesn't work anymore. See, this woman to your left, she's going to explain to you something you already know. But again, why is this important? Why is this video that I'm about to show you so relevant? It's because when it's a woman speaking to these modern females, although they don't like to listen to anybody, they have a better shot at actually getting through to them. Because, hey, they are, or at least were, part of the sisterhood. So maybe they can break through those little cracks that these modern females have in their ridiculous armor. Who knows? But boy, oh boy, was this woman spitting facts. Listen to this.
I keep seeing all these women claim that men are suspect because allegedly these men want to be chased, when really all they want is reciprocity. A lot of men want to be wanted. They want to feel needed. I don't understand what the problem is with showing them that you're interested in them too. You want your hair done and your nails done and your bills paid, but you can't even do something as simple as sending him $15 or $20 for lunch. Boo boo, that's not gonna work. If you don't get anything else from this message, just listen to this one word: reciprocity. If you don't know what it means, then look it up.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. I love when women spit facts like this. See, what she just told these modern females is something that men have been screaming for I don't know how long. But because men get shouted down, what did men do? Men just stopped talking and started moving silently. What did Lil Weezy say? G's moving silence like lasagna? Well, that's what men started doing, moving in silence. But here this woman is explaining to these modern females, hey, this is what the problem is. So let's go over what it is that she said. The first thing that she said dealt with language shifting and deflection. I talk about this all the time. This is what modern females use. They cannot win on the actual argument, so what they do is they language shift in order to move the argument to a battlefield on which they think they can win. So they're talking about men being suspect, or nowadays they call it sassy, because men want to be chased. It's not that. It's not that men want to be chased. It's that men just want to stop being used. And because when men chase, they get used, because men don't know if the female likes them or not. Men are not like, well, listen, you need to show me that you actually like me.
Yeah.
You need to show me that I'm actually not going to be wasting my time on my money,
Right.
and then we can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And these modern females are like, nah, I don't like it. Of course you don't like it. Because you have people listed in your phone as chores. You have people listed in your phone as things, food,
Mm-hmm.
Uber. That men are tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second thing she talked about was pretty much affection equaling weakness. See, men want to feel wanted and needed too. That's what she said. But she doesn't understand what the problem is with these modern females showing that. But I do. See, the problem is that modern females showing affection in this day and age makes them vulnerable and look weak to the sisterhood. And remember, you don't matter. All that matters to them is the sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather spit in your face and have the sisters clap than for you to be able to love them and they love you and the sisters boo. They don't like to boo from the sisterhood because they're group thinkers. They want to feel like the group likes them. This is why, again, they'll keep their Instagram and throw away a man. Why? Because a man is one person.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is billions.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing about what she spoke was pretty much that men are ATMs.
Mm-hmm.
She said that modern females want their hair done,
Mm-hmm.
they want their nails done,
Mm-hmm.
and they want their bills paid, but they won't even send their man $20 if he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that to them sending their man is somehow a bad thing? Or at least it's a bad thing if they send it to the nice guys, because they'll send it to Pookies and Tyrones and Chads and Ray Rays
Mm-hmm.
anytime they want.
Exactly.
Well, it's because of this whole new saying that they have.
Exactly.
It's giving broke. I freaking hate that it's giving crap. Freaking you talk about speak English. Hate that. But okay, I digress. That whole it's giving broke thing.
Mm-hmm.
In their mind, anything having to do with money,
Mm-hmm.
you, as a man, have to give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is why this whole going 50-50 and somehow that meaning that men aren't leading a relationship is bullcrap.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it does is it moves the battlefield to their field.
Mm-hmm.
The field where you're only a man if you have money
Mm-hmm.
or if you make more money than them. Get the freak out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in relationships where I made more money and didn't make more money than the woman I was with. And guess what? I always ran the relationship. Because you being a man doesn't have to do with whether or not you make a ridiculous amount of money.
No.
It has to do with your actions, your character, your drive, your integrity. It has to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
The money is just a byproduct. There are fantastic men who make $40,000 a year.
Exactly.
You think because they
Same
don't
thing I've been
make
saying.
as much as their wife makes 55, that they're not in charge of their house? Get the freak out of here with that bull crap. That's one thing with which I do not agree. But here's the thing. These modern females nowadays, they think that.
Yeah.
They think that you're an ATM.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there is why men don't get reciprocity anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why men are done.
Mm-hmm.
See, back in the day, they used to get this stuff. They used to get females saying, hey, do you need some help monetarily? They used to get females wanting to treat them like quote-unquote kings. And in essence, that was just treating them like they were a man, the head of their household. But nowadays, what do you get? You get modern females who think that if you don't make enough money, if you can't give them everything they want in their life, if they don't get 100% of the things in their mind of which they can think, things they can just contemplate and just conjure up, then you don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if you get sick of that and you want them to actually show you some love and affection,
Mm-hmm.
then you're weak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you get so mad at them thinking that you're weak to where you want to stand there and let them show you some affection, then all of a sudden you're suspect or sassy.
Mm-hmm.
This is that bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why
Mhm.
these movements where men are going elsewhere to seek actual traditional women or modern women
Exactly.
are getting so big. It's
Exactly.
because men don't want modern females.
I'm gonna stop it right here. He's absolutely right. I mean, it's like, and then it's like these Instagram models. It seems like they want you. Oh, these women thinking just because they got a body and they got a pretty face, and they literally taking all these poses, and thinking that they can arouse your head to the point that, and then they can sweet talk and say, "Oh, baby, I need some money for this and this and this," and you become like the ATM machine. Oh yeah, sugar, yeah. Oh, thank you. And if they got a child going on, that's what it is. But the same when you call that woman out, then she'll get manifested. Well, I don't need your money. I make good money. I say, okay, if you make good money, then why are you doing that? Then why are you asking men to do that? If you making good money, I'm just saying, it's like if you making good money, why are you having the men to do that? Because they want self-validation and attention. And you see some celebrities who are married to multi-million-dollar actors and athletes, and they sometimes they'll sit back and start regretting because they're married. They got the man who accomplished everything, and you have some women that's still not happy. There's some women are literally mentally like and I hate to say Stephen Curry's wife and different individuals I've seen like that. It's like they're looking for self-validation. It's like you got the man who's an athlete and everything. What more do you want? And there's other women I've seen, other celebrity women, that it's like, okay, you achieved everything that most people will get in a lifetime. You got a man that's at a perfect age. He's at a perfect health. He's making any more amount of money to any person imagine, and you still not happy. It's like it's crazy. It's like they seek self a validation. They're not even happy when they even get married. It's like some women are not even happy to be married, and it's the truth because they like the attention that guys are giving to them. I mean, it's crazy, man. But I know exactly what he's talking about, and that's true. It's like then you have to. That's what I talk about the shift. But I'm gonna go on to the next video. Here's another video he made, and another woman saying the same
They
thing.
want to be worshipped 24/7. Man, oh man, if that does not explain the entire mantra of modern females, then I don't know what would. This woman that you see right here to the left, she is going to explain to you something that men have been saying
These are
for
black
the
women.
longest. But one of the biggest problems when it comes to talking about these
These are
things
black women that
is that
understand this.
when it comes
The
out
few.
of the mouth of a male, it's almost like it doesn't exist to them. They feel like whatever a male says is instantly put into some type of negative category. The number one category being misogyny. So men can't even say preferences. They can't even say if they are offended by something or anything of that nature. Why? Because you're instantly shamed for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the crazy piece of this entire intersexual dynamics puzzle. You cannot fix problems when the individuals within the situation can't really speak to each other because one of them hears whatever it is that they want to hear and the other one keeps trying to talk through their wall.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, it's the crazy thing of the whole duopoly problem. Because when you only have two people in the situation, each person can point their finger at the other, and then each person can say, you're the problem. There's no arbiter. And that's what's going on here. But here's the thing. What happens when one side gets an ally from the other side and says, hey, I'm going to tell you what it is that this side is trying to tell you. What happens then?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see.
Y'all don't want men. Y'all don't want guys. Y'all want play toys. Y'all want shit to play with on your time. Y'all want a machine that works for you. Y'all want a father figure, someone who takes care of all your shit, so that you don't have responsibility, so that you don't take accountability, so that you don't have to grow up. You don't want a relationship, nor do you want a man. You want to be worshipped 24/7. You want to take, and not give anything. That's what guys are upset about. The fact that a lot of us just want to use them, play with their emotion, treat them like pawns. Only be with them if they can give you some materials.
Mm-hmm.
You're making it seem like we're leveling up, we're bossing up, and they're intimidated by it. Some guys are, but most of them, they're not intimidated by it. They're annoyed, and they're tired of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. This is what men have been saying for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
But here this woman is explaining it to them, and will they hear her? We don't know. But she was spitting facts. She said that modern females want play toys.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they're trying to be just like men.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem. Oxytocin is real. And when they start having sex with all these different guys and all these different, as they call it, energies start coming up, which is really just oxytocin increasing, then they can't pair bond with anybody. Everybody knows this. But the thing is, they like the feeling of it so much to where they think, hey, I'm just going to go get the feeling and walk out. No, you're not. You're going to go get the feeling and walk out with feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem for whoever comes by and plays cleanup man in your relationship future.
Mm-hmm.
Then she said that modern females want somebody to play with on their time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man, if that ain't the truth.
Yeah.
See, they want to be able to text you, call you whenever they feel like it, and then just ghost you whenever they feel like it again, because they think that they're so fine and that their punani is so great that they can not talk to you for a week and you'll still be there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they want you on their time so they can play with you whenever they feel like it and then toss you to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Then she said modern females want a machine that works for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think of this like a microwave that cooks. It means they don't have to, because microwaves, you don't necessarily have to cook things from scratch. You don't necessarily have to stand there and watch it, because a microwave allows you to push whatever button and it cooks it based on its settings. So that's what they want. They want something to where they can say, hey, that person over there who's with me, do this for me and I'm going to chill over here. They want you to be like a machine, but a man machine. Then she said modern females want a father figure so they don't have any responsibilities, which in essence means no accountability. Isn't that funny? How they want a father figure, and that's okay. But when you say you want a woman who actually does these things that your mom did, not because you want your mom, but because you want the things that come with traditional relationships, what do they say? Oh, I'm not your mom. That's funny, because it seems like you want men to be your dad. Then she said modern females don't want a man for what a relationship is supposed to be. Man, that is facts. Because nowadays, what do they want? They want someone to give them money. Money, 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 money. That's all this is about.
Yep.
Money, 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 money.
Yeah.
They don't want love. They don't want kindness.
Right.
They don't want reciprocity. And they don't want family. How many of these modern females have you seen out here when they ask, would you give up your Instagram for the man of your dreams? They say, no, I'll keep my Instagram. How many? Don't worry, I'll wait. See, with the relationship thing, they don't want none of that. They want security. They just want to be able to say, I'm good. I'm able to live, eat, sleep, be warm in the winter, cool in the summer, but also do hot girl something. No, that's not how this works. As that commercial says, that's not how any of this works. Then she said that modern females want to be worshipped 24/7. Literally, Brazil Yes did a video where this modern female said that females should be worshipped. She literally said that. And there was this other video where this modern female was just having sex with a ton of guys, talking about she loved them touching on her and everything, and she was a goddess and she deserved that. She deserved to be worshipped. And I'm sitting there like, what? Huh? You think being touched by a bunch of guys simultaneously equals you're a goddess and you deserve to be worshipped? What the freak is wrong with these chicks, man? In other words, what she was saying in this video, this woman, was that modern females want everything for absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the problem. That's why men are absolutely tired.
Mm-hmm.
When did it become okay for a person to get everything for nothing?
Mm-hmm.
When did that become okay?
Mm-hmm.
Heck, I recently did a video where this modern female said a man checked every box. That's 100% of the boxes. And then she said something was missing. Help me understand this, because I know I went to public schools. But is it 100% the max? That's the max, right? If you're giving everything you have, that's the max. If you check every box, so you have 50 boxes, all 50 are checked, that's the max. So how is something missing when every box is checked? That makes no sense, at least in a rational person's mind. But boy, oh boy, in an irrational, emotional, modern female's mind, that somehow makes sense. This is the insanity. This is why passport bros exist.
Mm-hmm.
That's why SBM exists.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have to deal with modern females like this in the West, as the saying goes, for most men, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way.
You know, I'm gonna speak on right here. I haven't encountered women like that in my past, in the last 20 years, and it's just, it really is. It's sad, but what that woman was saying is true. And it's like they feel entitled, even the women, because sometimes, you know, we live in a culture where we don't have the times, and then people kind of leery about going up to somebody and talking with them because you just don't know what you're getting. Well, I mean, it was a time where men can approach, but sometimes, you know, some women might get creeped out about because they might not be really attracted to you, or they might just blow you off, or they might think you some weirdo. So the middle ground is just maybe just go and get on a chat line or go to. That's why some people go to the internet. But then when you get on a chat line or go to the internet and you meet somebody in your local town or the next city or next state over, or in another country, you know, there's a chance you might meet the same kind of characteristics of women over there. But if you meet one, you know, unrealistic woman over there, there's another one that's gonna act like she got some sense. And it seemed like here it's like these women, and I'm serious, it's like they think that you should worship their body, and it's like they think that all men are dumb, all men are stupid, and I had one woman tell me one time, I got tell those women at the work, I got you wrapped around my finger. And a woman told me that one time, after, you know, we only dating for not even 5 months, and she tells me this stuff, right? So she told me that I dropped her, and here she didn't have no car. I'm the one with the transportation. I'm the one to pick her up, her and her child. Her little girl was just something else. I'm gonna say it like that. I don't talk about people's kids, but this little girl was something else. She was spoiled. And man, I can understand why somebody, unless you're a man that can really deal with if you meet a woman, hopefully her children would be adjusted, or a child. If you a man that decide to go, because bro, oh my goodness, this one was something else. And she wasn't black, she wasn't white. She come over from one of the islands, with that mindset. That's why I said it's not just we're not pointing out a Pacific woman. You know what I'm saying? There's other women that pick up on the same mind. It's almost like it's in some woman's spirit to try to control you. It has nothing to do with what culture, what land. Because even if you go overseas, you got to be leery about. There might be a woman over there with that kind of mindset, with the deceivious, mischievous. So that's why the passport bros and men, yeah, they go over there, but they have to be aware just as well. And if one woman don't act right, there's another one, and that's how it is. And it's just like these women just think that their beauty is gonna cover up the multitude of sin, and maybe making you think that if you don't lead, if I can lead this dude, don't think that one day we're gonna be together, and once he get to have me, then he got to put up with all this immaturity. And it's like what these women don't understand, men ain't going for that anymore. And I said it's on the radio. It's a wrap, ladies. I'm trying to tell you. You just because you got a pretty face and a pretty physique, that ain't doing the. Men are tired. They're checking. They're gone. That's why, like he was saying, and these women can't understand that. Some of these women that think they've been playing games and like those women were saying, that they think they keep doing on and on and on, but they being deceived. And it's just the warning. And I made a video saying, this is the warning to women. Your men are going to leave. And some of your men are going to leave. And the women who are not like that, they're going to like, what's going on? Why are these men leaving? Because they keep making these ridiculous videos. And then the women that making these TikTok videos and YouTube videos, degrading men who are single, who are single women from all ages. The men who probably making good income are looking at that, saying, do I want to sit back and deal with her personality for the rest of my life? Just imagine. So she won't to tell me you won't even respect me. You got Russell and challenging me. You think I'm and you see those relationships break up just fast. Or if they have a boyfriend or they have a husband, they on the verge of losing that man. They on the verge on losing him. And like these stubborn women, older women, that's why you see a lot of older women and they don't get it. It takes two to make a relationship. But here's another video. But that's what it is. That's all what these men trying to tell you.
Building and protecting wealth is more
You need to
daunting
listen
than
to
ever.
the men.
Amid global
You
market
better start
volatility,
listening to the
stock
men.
market losses, and rising
Stop
inflation
thinking that
have
all
left
men is
investors
dumb.
with few
Stop thinking that
options.
all men is stupid.
Ground Floor is here to help.
You need your
with a reliable
if you
way to
don't
earn
appreciate
cash
your
while
opposite,
saving for the
your
future.
opposite gonna
You
leave.
don't have to let the stock market decide the fate of your
You can't
portfolio.
do it all on your own.
Investing in real estate debt on Ground Floor
Don't
provides
let
a
the
low
devil
risk
tell
way
you.
to earn high
'Cause there's women
yields
that you make a
without
video say,
sacrificing liquidity
I can't
or
take
suffering from volatility.
this.
Close to 200,000
They thought she
users
could,
have
and they
transacted
breaking
nearly
down on
$1 billion
camera Prime.
on Ground Floor's
When the
investment platform,
pressures in life,
and have
because they don't have
consistent
that man to
double-digit
help
cash
with that
returns 8
balance.
years in a row. With Ground Floor, your financial
So
future is yours
it's
to
something to
control.
think about.
Join us today
So it's
at
really something to think about.
groundfloor.com.
These stubborn women, that they mule-headed, bull-headed women, that get up to a certain age
Phone charging slowly.
and
This is the fastest
a-
phone charger on the
a
market.
point in
There's a 90% chance.
life that they ain't gotta listen, they ain't gotta do that, and just get online and start criticizing. And the same women are making it harder for the men. You just exposing who you are. But if you want a companion, you wouldn't be online saying that. You at least listen to the men, because other men are listening from all income brackets, men who are well established. And you don't want, and if the men who are well established leave, what does that tell you? And like he said, this guy's making 40 grand, 30, 40 grand, 50 grand. And you because you think your body and your pretty face. I'm telling you, they're gonna start leaving. They're gonna more men gonna get discouraged, and you're gonna see, like I did in one video, where the 70 million women that were in this one part of India, they were alone. They had their independence, they had their femininity, they had that feminist, but they were alone. I'm trying to. America's going. Women is going to end up like those women that I had that video on about this one video, and it had this one village. There were all the older women, there were no men, none. Young, and they were college educated. Some had a good job, but they was lacking something. They didn't have no companionship. They can do it on their own. It's coming.
Relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes.
She said earlier this year, as in 2022, she posted this video December 25th, Christmas of 2022. And she still hasn't figured out why she called the engagement off. I have so many questions.
But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage.
So you've been with this man long enough for him to propose to you, but something's missing and you still can't figure out what it is? Come on.
There was just something that did not connect. I felt that should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife.
But there was a connection between you two that kept you dating him until he proposed to you.
And so I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man. It's easy when a person is not good. You can justify why you cut things off, but when a person is truly a good person, it's hard to explain.
I wonder what kind of guys she dated in the past. Was she dating bad boys? You know,
Yes.
the exciting guys?
Yes.
And what's missing is this guy's boring.
Yes.
So I found myself trying to explain it to family and friends, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions that, I could not say, exactly why, other than the fact that I just did not feel the connection.
So share with us, what questions were your family asking you? Inquiring minds would like to know.
There was something that was not there that I needed to be there in order for this to be my husband.
Was he boring? Without chaos? Remember, she said he didn't have any kids. Nope.
Oh shit. Oh.
How does an Ohioan make his first legal sports bet?
The right decision on our first bet will make the weekend a hell of a lot more fun. And like a heavy home favorite, like when a cupcake visits Columbus in September.
All our friends on High Street last night were talking about dogs with long odds.
If there's even a question, we bet on our guy. And we always see the second half let.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let's go. I tapped the button.
So earlier this year, I ended a relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes.
She said earlier this year, as in 2022, she posted this video December 25th, Christmas of 2022. And she still hasn't figured out why she called the engagement off. I have so many questions.
But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage.
So you've been with this man long enough for him to propose to you, but something's missing and you still can't figure out what it is? Come on.
there was just something that did not connect. I felt that there was should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife.
But there was a connection between you two that kept you dating him until he proposed to you.
Right.
And so I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man. It's easy when a person is not good. You can justify why you cut things off, but when a person is truly a good person, it's hard to explain.
I wonder what kind of guys she dated in the past. Was she dating bad boys? You know, the exciting guys? And what's missing is this guy is boring.
So I found myself trying to explain it to family and friends, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions that, I could not say, exactly why, other than the fact that I just did not feel the connection.
So share with us, what questions were your family asking you? Inquiring minds would like to know.
There was something that was not there that I needed to be there in order for this to be my husband.
Was he boring? Without chaos? Remember, she said he didn't have any kids. No kids means no baby mamas. No baby mamas mean no baby mama drama. And we know some of these women cannot function unless there's drama. Is she one of them?
And so
Exactly.
I stopped trying to explain it, and I just trusted
that.
my decision, and I went on.
Okay, don't waste any more of each other's time. Cool.
But then I got an epiphany, and it was just like, have you ever been shoe shopping and you saw a nice pair of shoes and it's like, ooh, I love the color, I love the style, the heel is the right size, and it's a reasonable price, like it's on sale and it's a good shoe.
Yes, I have been there before.
But then when you approach the shoe, you see that it's a size 6 and you need a size 7.
I'm sorry, my dear, but your shoe analogy is not really working here. Because when you see a good pair of shoes in the store and you realize they're not your size, you don't take the shoes home and start walking around in them. You leave the shoes in the store if they don't have your size.
Exactly.
If this guy proposed to you, clearly you were spending quite a bit of time with him. So this shoe analogy is not really a good one.
Does it take away from the fact that the shoe is a good shoe? Does it take away from the fact that you're getting a great deal for the quality? Does it take away from the fact that the heel is still the right size? It doesn't matter. All of that still makes the shoe is still good. But if it's not your size, it's not the shoe for you.
How many guys out there know that if a woman doesn't feel a connection with you from the very beginning, chances are she's not going to keep seeing you? Did you sleep with this guy? Okay, all right.
Exactly.
That's none of my business.
And so that is what I had to accept. Yes, he was a good man. But what that feeling was is that he was not a great fit for me. It didn't take away from who he was, but it was just confirmation that he was not a good fit for me.
I wonder if she's suffering from the 80-20 rule. That means that you're only going to get about 80% of what you expect out of the right person for you. The other 20%, you just have to do without. Is there a chance that he was missing the 20% and she's letting him go because of it? Be careful, because you might find a guy that has the 20% that she's missing, only to find out he doesn't have the 80% the good guy had. Be careful.
And that leads me to say that some of us are trying to force relationships when we know they don't fit. It doesn't mean that the person is not good. It doesn't mean that they are not good-hearted people. It just means that they're not a good fit for you.
I hope for her sake she's not suffering from the Disney fantasy movie thing. You know, where she thinks everything is supposed to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So free them up.
A lot of people like
Don't
that.
continue to settle for things that you know is going to cause discomfort in the future. Me purchasing a size 6 shoe when I wear a 7 is discomfort. Don't do it.
Now first, I want to applaud her for letting the guy go, because the last thing she needs to do is to be wasting any more of their time. But I'm still wondering why this grown woman can't figure out why she didn't want to marry him. I would love to see some of the guys that she dated in her past. Because we all know that a good man, like the one she just described, is expecting the woman to come into the relationship with more than just goods and good looks. The type of man she described, he's not taking any of the nonsense off of her. The type of man that she described is expecting her to continue to improve on herself, just like she expects him to continue to improve on himself. The guy that she described is not going to take mediocrity. I wonder if that's the part that she doesn't want to tell anybody, but she's just pretending she can't figure out what it is.
He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man.
If he's he's a praying man that loves God. That means that he's following the word of God. Does he want full submission from her and she doesn't want to do it and she doesn't want to tell anybody?
Bingo.
Well,
Bingo.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Yep.
Because a man like you just described,
Yep.
if you change your mind down the line, he's not hardly going to take you back. And guys like that don't stay available for long. That's if he
Exactly.
still wants to get married. Oh boy, giving up a good man, we know how this could end up for her, right?
Having a bit of a tough day today, so I thought.
Now you see why some guys are leaving? Now you see? To the women out there? Now you see why some guys are leaving? Because that first woman. Because that woman. There's many women like that that come across like that.
Hey there, and
That's
welcome
why
to
the men are
Piping
tired.
Valves YouTube. Established in 2005, we specialize in pipe, valves.
Having a bit of a tough day today,
Watch this.
so I thought that I'd share that. Even though I'm the person who initiated the divorce, I'm feeling some jealousy because my ex is really out there working it. Not necessarily that he's looking for a girlfriend, but he's definitely working on building his social network. That includes women. It still triggers jealousy and pain.
Been divorced before, my first marriage, because he was the most loving, kind person. I had all the love and support that I could have ever wanted. Should have been a better wife. Every time we saw each other, you knew that was your soulmate, right? I mean,
Wow, so he was your soulmate? He just loved you.
he really did.
And you broke his heart.
Yeah.
And he was a good man. He's in the medical field, no kids, single. He was a good man, but he's getting married. And he's a good man. He's a good man. Great provider. And then here's me. You know what? Just put a red nose on me and call me Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Goofball of the motherfucking century.
So for your sake, sweetheart, I hope you made the right decision.
Right.
Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified.
Raul's right. He's right. And I've come across women like that in my lifetime, and it's just that they're undecisive. They're very attractive, but when you really get to know them, it's like, wow. It's like, really? You got the perfect... Even I have a family member, my aunt. My aunt had a guy. This guy come from down south. Everybody in the family liked this guy. I haven't never met him, this guy face to face. Years ago, this is a couple years ago. But I don't know what happened with this guy. He was a good guy, good family man. He took care of his sister who had cerebral palsy. He had children. She got children. He loved his children, and he would have loved her children. But my aunt, being a goofball, she let that man go. He was retired from he had a retired, making a good pension, making good money. I mean, he had a nice little nest egg, and he was retired, took well care of himself. But she ain't gonna find a man like that no more. And I'm just saying, this is my aunt, my mother's sister, and it's like, and that's why I say I witnessed this in my own family, women, and I just don't understand. I hate to say, even my own mother picked a bad man, would pick men like that. Like her last husband, he had a street mentality. He never worked. He ran the streets, had kid. He was Papa was a Rolling Stone kind of man. And when he hooked up with my mother, who was working at the time, and she retired now, back in 1999, he realized he had a good thing, but my mother was just in love with this man that he was well, for one thing, he ran the streets and he got out of prison. You ever meet one of these gentlemen that just never let the streets go mentally? That's all that they know. And when his mom was alive, she said, I don't know what I did with my son. She was like 90-something years old. She said, because we always gave baby bruh the right things. You know, I don't understand why he ran with that crowd. He's 90-something. And we would have a discussion because he tried to be like that street life. Here he's supposed to be my stepdad. He's pressuring in the 70s and he's still trying to be like a thug of the month. You can't let those streets go, man. I mean, try to hang out with the young boys and try and do some of the same things like he was shooting up and stuff like that, man. But my mother like put up with it, man. And it's like all just for love. Of all the men you could have met, why would you meet a man? But they'll take a man like that because it's exciting, and just because he argues and he cuss and he got that street in him, they'll prefer something like that. And I like I said, my own mother, but that's why I said, man, of all the good men, I mean, I wouldn't care if a man was a janitor. Don't be no street dude, some reformed street dude that come out of prison. But you know, there's some women that chase a man down just for that, man. And like I said, I've been that dude that's been passed over, and I can honestly say, I can understand why the passport bro and men going their own way, you know, as far as looking for women in another country, because it seems like some of these women in this country, they go for bad boys, and it's like they think they go from what they say they don't want, they end up catering to. I mean, give them everything, the sex, making the dinner and everything. But the nice man, he don't get none of that. He get a lot of excuses, dragged along, and that's it. He don't get the love. He don't get the affection and attention. Like that one man said, it's just that it's a sign. Some women think it's weakness, but it was a weakness when it was with the bad boy, you know. So, I that's why I said some of these women don't understand this, and they just see it from the one side, and the ones that getting upset because they probably was that woman that they fell in love with the man, that they try to change the man. Then they get mad because that man hurt their heart. Now they blame all the men, and now they seeing that a segment of the good men that they wanted is picking up, and that's who you see making these TikTok videos. That's what it is. I'll bet you that's why they making all these videos. They being angry and trying to come at the men. Why are you attacking the men that they would find boring? And you see on the last video, she had a good man that had a great job. He was a godly man, and she didn't appreciate him. The man had good character, and she didn't appreciate him. He had himself lined up, no baby mama's drama, because you know someone, I don't want no man with no baby mama drama. And they say that. So when God bless you with something, bless you with the real man, that's what you do? You just turn them away? And like Raul said, you know, hey, good luck. And you see them other two women, they regret that they had a good man, but because they foolish the way of thinking, they lost them. Now they regretting it. There's gonna be a whole lot of women. They ain't gonna be the only ones like that. There's gonna be a whole lot of lonely women that they finally gonna figure out when you have something good and something presented in front of you, treasure it. Especially if it's a man, and he trying to make your life, trying to bring some relief to your life, trying to help you out, and he's stable, and he could be the man that's committed. He won't be a dog. He won't be a cheater. He might really love you, and he might be in love with you. He ain't think about those other women. And you're gonna run those good men to and guess what? Another that man, if he finds some woman here, that's her loss. And if you go overseas, to a woman over another part of the world, that's a gold mine, because they're looking for a man like that. They will give everything for a man, a godly man who got himself in order. They know how to appreciate a man. There's a woman somewhere in another part of the world wish they had a man like that. And it's like you in this country, and you got some of these women don't even appreciate the men that have that quality, but say there's nothing to correct, there's nothing to fix. So I can't correct because he's perfect. He's nice, like the woman said. Here God give you the man, give you a potential husband, give you a potential mate, a faithful, loving man. And that's how the way you just like, you basically you spit in this face, but you're spitting in the God who sent that man. Same way with my aunt. Same way. I mean, because ain't too many men that have is stable mentally, emotionally, got all these different characteristics. When you see a man like that, you're supposed to hold on to that, and that's the one you do everything for. But in this Western culture, it's not like that. So hey, now you on TikTok like some of these other older women, and YouTube getting fussing at the men and trying to pull down and attack a man's manhood and all this, because go on over there. Ain't nobody wants your butt anyway. And it's like that's not gonna work anymore. It's a wrap. Remember those songs you used to listen to back in the 80s and 90s and 70s, 80s, independent woman, don't need a man, whatever, sisterhood and everything, all in the feminist songs. Ladies, you're gonna have something to think about. It's right in your face. The men are leaving. The men are tired. That's it. Someone gonna start making an exodus. It ain't just gonna be your 6-figure or 5-figure. There's gonna be ones that can make 3 to 4, like he's to make 40 grand, 50 grand. You better have a change your mind. And each time I see these videos, I'm like, wow, these women just keep exposing themselves. If they're single, some of these women, if they're single, they're never gonna have the man, because they just expose themselves to the men that maybe would have been attracted to them, but they just show the ugly side of themselves. And if they have a man and they complaining, they're gonna lose that man, because they say he's gonna get tired of it. Because her personality, because he feel like he's not gaining up out of it, and if he feel like he has to submit to that, he's not gonna be happy. He's not gonna stick around. I'm just being honest with you. It's just that he's not gonna stick around. And later on, another year or two down, those same women, if they have a boyfriend or husband, he might walk out the door because of what their mindset. Like some of these women on what you see on these past channels I've made. You need to listen to the men. I'm gonna say this. You better start listening to the men. Stop letting that bullheaded feministic talk get in your head. You about to lose the men, and you're gonna be, like I mentioned, there's gonna be nothing but women, most of men, and you're gonna have to share it. And if there's gonna be some men left here, but there might be men that you're gonna have to share with another woman, because a good portion of men you have random, because either they're gonna live, if they live, they're gonna leave the country. 2, you're gonna put them in the ground. It's get to that point. And I'm one of these men. I'm determined to live. I'll go to another part of the world because I ain't letting no woman put me in the ground with that nonsense. There's too many women out there, and even though I may not be the ideal looking man for some woman, but if I can't be an ideal looking man, a person, then there's somebody in the world will want me. And most men, if we look at it that way, that's the truth. What you may not find, might not find me not appealing. It used to be a time that bothered me, but now it don't bother me. I'm at a point in life it don't bother me. Like, hey, because when I start seeing the videos and there's different women around the world that really want to know a good dude, and I can select and probably select the right one that really want me for me. And there's a lot of dudes like myself that we get overlooked. But see, even the dudes that you wouldn't find attractive, it's gonna leave. Watch the ones that they don't make those 5-6 figures, might gonna start leaving. Watch what I'm saying. Watch, because that's gonna encourage them to get up and move. See, you want this world the way it is. You want to be independent and have everything and think that to come to men, you're going to have it by yourself. And to those women with that mindset, you're going to have it. You're going to have just what you've been speaking on. You're going to have the same things which you done put on. You done cursed and move your men across. And you're going to, and I hate to say it, Kevin Samuels, even though there's certain things I didn't agree with, but there's certain things he was right. You might end up dying alone, because not that it's the way what you spoke in your mindset. It's your mindset and your attitude, and you're gonna figure it out. It ain't just my pretty face and my body. I have to learn to love, give, and learn to show me. If you believe in God, that show me what is love. Give me, and I'll appreciate what I have. But if you're not a woman, ain't really to appreciate it, you're gonna be looking for a long time. If you don't stop looking at men at all the same as that's stupid and dumb and whatever, you're gonna be lonely for a long time. And you see some women in their 60s and their 70s, and these for these younger women, keep it up. Because you see how long they've been alone. And even though some trying to come off as hard, whatever, but trust me, I mean, to some women, they're happy being alone, but there's some women that really want somebody. Just like men do. But they trying to come off all hard and independent and I'll make 6 figures, but really, everybody desires to have a companion. But they're just trying to. But it's their mouth that pushed that companionship away. That's why the older women, sometimes they push. And some of them very attractive women. I've seen some very attractive, but that attitude, bro. Sis, I'm trying to tell you. So I hope you take a lesson from it. If women listen to this video, don't be like those bitter women, and don't think that all men are dumb. This is the next 5-10 years could be a decade. The men are gonna make an exodus. Watch what I'm telling you. It's already been spoken. All right, then, you guys have a good one. Till next time, take care.